of Week 5. It's not like they were 0-15 and it's been a season of frustration. That division is so weak. Yep. It's still up for grabs.
It is.
So complaining to a reporter about your quarterback, complaining to a reporter about anything on your team, it just never helps. They lost the game, and afterwards, after the game, he said, well, if that's what it takes for us, you lost the game. So the team didn't come together because of your comments. They didn't even see your comments because they were in the locker room. That's number one. Number two, when she asked him, are you
happy in New York?
Are you happy in New York? And he said, that's a tough question. That's a tough question to be in New York, the greatest city in the world. It's not like you're in southeast Czechoslovakia or Saskatchewan. You're in New York City. It gets a little chilly. Well, you're going to be out of there in January because you ain't making the playoffs, okay? So you could come right back.
$65 million guaranteed.
Yeah, you could private jet right back out to California. You're like, you got money, but get some custom-made thermals. Like, to me, it's so disrespectful to the fans who aren't the elitists. They're the guys who work hard, like to New York people to say, that's a tough question about being in New York. Not every athlete can play for L.A. And L.A., no disrespect, it ain't all that. It ain't all that out here. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like, like it's raining dollar bills out here. It's like, there's flaws with this city, too.
By the way, you grew up in New York, but you've lived here for...
It's the greatest city in the world. It's the greatest city in the world. I'm actually, people call me Mr. New York. But I don't care if you're in Cleveland. I don't care if you're in Orlando. I don't care where you are. You just, to say that's a tough question. What's a tough question?
Well, he's an L.A. guy.
You know you ain't. You're from Louisiana.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's a tough question. Like, you just don't answer it that way. Like, this is New York City. Explore. Go out and get a slice of pizza. When was the last time you got a slice of pizza, Odell? When was the last time you had a good hot dog in New York City? A pretzel. You walked around. You don't even know the city.
He can't walk around.
Yeah, yes. You know what, though? If he shaved the mop, okay, the bleach hair, it's redundant at this point. I'm a fashion guy. At first it was cheap. I'm a fashion guy. This is custom. I'm a fashion guy. If he can walk around New York.
Do custom now?
Shannon, let me explain something to you. Bigger stars in the world, whether it's movie stars, music stars, walk around and embrace the city.
Right.
Leonardo DiCaprio's all over Manhattan. It's the best city. Go to Harlem. Go to the Bronx. Go to Brooklyn. Enjoy this city. Don't live in a bubble. It's a tough question. Whether or not you like New York City in the fall, right now.
Oh, so you take it as a shot at you because you in New York. He took it personal.
Yeah, it took you 5 minutes to figure that out. I'm just saying, but like I said, even if you're in Cleveland or Baltimore, it doesn't matter where, you don't say that about the city.
You make the best of the situation that you're in. Hold on. So let me get this straight. You thought if you signed that contract for $65 million, somehow magically you were going to appear in L.A.? So when did you realize, Skip, if you signed this contract, guess where you were going to be for the very foreseeable future? In New York. Guess who was going to be your quarterback for at least this year, maybe even next? Eli Manning. Guess who's going to be your play caller? Pat Shermer. Interesting. Odell, look, all the circumstances about Lil Wayne, and you can dress it up how Odell said what he said. Odell's the eye player. Odell feel if I get my numbers, if I get my stats, I'm good. Because we made Odell understand that Odell can get a one-hand catch and they lose by 20 points. Odell good. So Odell has understood that he could be himself without the Giants having success, but he could have individual success. And so for me, I agree with you when you talk about, well, is this what it took? What it took? Y'all was losing before you made that speech. You lost after you made that speech.
We still lost.
So what did it galvanize? What did it bring together? But you know what happened, Skip? They'll win tonight, and then Odell will say, see, I told you that speech brought us.
Well, he said it after Carolina.
There's no I in team. And I figured this out on the fly. There's no I in Odell Beckham. I just want to throw that out there. You work with that.
I'm thinking
do the math.
Yeah, there's no I.
There's no I in Odell Beckham. And also, these receivers, have they not learned from Chad Ochocinco, Terrell Owens, and now Dez Bryant what it can be? I don't care who you are. Those guys, we forget.
There's going to come a time.
There's going to come a time. But if I were a receiver, I would go, these dudes were better than I was. They're out of the league. Dez Bryant right now, because of all the shenanigans and the crying, out of the league. Chad didn't finish his career on his own terms. Chad Ochocinco was that dude.
Well, we say, as long as they're here, production and tolerance. As long as they're equal.
And it goes, but when it drops, it drops like that.
But no, Tolerance will drop. Production can't drop.
But that's
because
what
if
I'm saying.
tolerance ever get above production, you got to go.
Look at Dez. Look at Chad. Look at Terrell.
Yeah. So my man Michael texted me on Sunday, we're in the Pacific time, so it was in the morning, and you had just watched that interview, and you were angry and devastated by the L.A. remark. That was the one that hit you hardest because you thought New York people are just going to say, okay, we're out now. We're done with you. And I didn't mind because I wasn't surprised at anything else Odell said in that interview because he's the classic diva receiver. He gets frustrated that these guys, it's like T.O., they all want to play in the NBA, and they can't because they're playing the most dependent position. Well, you played it's a dependent position where it drives them mad because they can't make the ball come to them. Right. Somebody has to choose to throw them the football. Right. So they can't go out and say, I'm going to dribble the ball up the floor today and I'm going to shoot. No, it doesn't work that way in this game. So he's crazed. He's got a finger point blame deflect because he makes $65 million guaranteed and he's not getting the targets he thinks he deserves. I'm okay with all that, but I'm not okay when you step across the line and say, I'd rather be in L.A. Because the truth is, I have lived for years in New York and now for years before now and now in L.A. So I know both of them really well. So do you. I would rather live in Los Angeles, but I would rather play football in New York.
Oh, absolutely.
It is. It's just it. It is the Big Apple. And this kid, and he's still a kid to me, he is so blessed to play for the New York Football Giants in Manhattan. Yeah. It's just...
Unless you play in college football, you won't play in L.A. Because this is a college football town.
Well,
but if you play if you play in pro football, come on. The Giants.
Come on.
You play with one of the most storied franchises in all the NFL.
I don't care if you're playing baseball, football, lacrosse, soccer. This is New York City. I mean, I don't know what this thing is. L.A. Who cares? It's like, yo.
You can't look. No matter what you think of Eli, he's not the same Eli.
We know that.
But you can't say if Eli. I don't know.
You don't know?
Man.
You got 94 million reasons to know, figure out. I don't still get it. Look at Sterling Shepard. He's on the sideline.
He's doing it too.
He's trying to rip a garbage thing apart. That's what he was trying. That's what his tantrum was.
Now he discount Odell.
Yo, you trying to rip apart a garbage thing?
He think he Bo Jackson. He saw Bo Jackson break that bat across his head and to break across their knee. Like, man, I'm finna do this garbage.
I just, for me, as somebody who's so talented, you have to figure it out. And I heard you guys earlier in the week, you don't figure these things out. When you look at his story with these guys, they don't figure it out. They don't mature. Like, he would have matured already. And I love him. He's such a talent, and I know he's a good dude and all that stuff. Yo, man up. Everybody's like, yo, I'm a G. Then G up when Josina sits there and stop throwing people under the bus. G up, Jimmy Butler, when you're at an interview. Like, everybody's like, yo, I'm this, I'm that. Like, yo, it's not Dr. Melfi. You're not on The Sopranos.
I got it. But seriously, bottom line to this, I'm still shocked by how positively the Giants responded. Even if they didn't know this interview, he apologized to the team last week for whatever quotes he uttered, right?
Yeah.
And they played really well at Carolina. It took a 63-yard field. I know they lost, but I saw positive signs.
But that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't say, well, he shouldn't have said that.
No.
They're going to say, that's our brother, we support him, blah, blah, blah. But behind the scene, bro, you got to let that go. You got to calm that down.
Yeah. And the Giants played very well the week before that, too. So it's like, all is not lost.
No.
See what they show us tonight.
You
can put a hat on and walk around Central Park. Maybe you should show them next time you're there. Check out
DiCaprio
Broadway.
does it.
There's a lot to do in New York.
Bob De Niro does it.
Yeah,
He does.
Everyone does it. I'm sure you walk around. Either way,
Come on, man.
Conor McGregor deserve a rematch with Habib. I don't know. That was wild last
that
week.
was gorgeous.
Discuss next.